Yo, what's up? This is not Cooley, but it's Sunday, it's early, so I decided to go with sunglasses today. I don't think I will be pushing a sponsor today or making you aggressively try to subscribe to my channel, but I do appreciate any subscribes. I wanted to make a video here explaining about area levels, treasure classes, monster levels, item levels, and also how terror zones affect it, so you can understand better where specific items can and cannot drop. Because this is the main reason why we care about area levels and monster levels, is because it determines where items can drop based on two parameters here: quality level and treasure class. So the quality level is also known as the item level, and it will always, without exceptions, be the same as the monster level. So if the monster level is 80, any item with quality level 80 or below can drop from that monster, given that the treasure class of the monster is higher than the treasure class of the item. So let me explain a little bit about treasure classes. Treasure classes consist of base items, like for instance Arachnid Mesh is a very good example. The base item for Arachnid Mesh is a spiderweb sash. The spiderweb sash has a treasure class 63, which means that if the monster level is 63 or higher, spiderweb sashes can drop from these monsters. But the Arachnid Mesh has a quality level that is way higher. It's quality level 87. So that means that the unique version of a spiderweb sash can only drop from monsters which have the treasure class 63 or higher, but also have at least a monster level of 87. So treasure class is also always equal to the monster level, except for super unique and act bosses. They have their own predetermined monster levels and treasure classes. So before we get into the exception, I just want to quickly describe how it works in general, and then we can take a look at the exception later. So monster level is determined always based on the area level. As I said, the only exception is super unique and act bosses. But for basic monsters, the level will always be the area level, and champion monsters will always have the monster level of the area level +2, and for unique monsters it's +3. And in terror zones, basic monsters will have character level +2, champion and uniques will have character level +4, unique monsters will have character level +5, and super unique and act bosses also follow the same equation as unique monsters in terror zones. So that means that if we're character level 82, all terror zones will have uniques and super uniques and act bosses with a monster level of 87, meaning that any item in the game can drop from these monsters. So now we understand a little bit about how monster level works. Then let's take a look at area levels. Area levels are predetermined, you have to look them up to figure out what they are, except for terror zones, where the area level is always your character level +2, which is why a basic monster will have a monster level of character level +2, because it's always the area level. So that means that when you're in character level 83, all terror zones will be level 85, which means that all terror zones will be like an area 85. So how does area level work? Area level is different and it varies from spot to spot. I have a few examples here. Where you find the Countess is area level 79, where you find Andariel is area level 73. The Pits is a very well known location for farming, exactly because it's area level 85. So we can look them up in this guide. That I will paste the link in the description also, but let's just take a look at the exceptions and then we'll take a look at the lookup tool. So treasure class and monster level for super uniques and for act bosses is always predetermined. It doesn't really relate to the area level at all. And you'll see that when we look it up in this tool. So it's the same for both treasure class and monster levels. So let's just take a look here. Take a look at some values here. For example, aLvl. See here aLvl. And you see the numbers for her. Her monster level is 75, even though she is in an area level 73, which is weird. Because you would assume that she would be area level +3, right? Because she is unique, super unique, right? That's how it would be if it was terrorized. And her treasure class is even lower. It's 69, which means that some of the mobs and trash mobs and uniques in Catacombs level 4 can actually drop higher quality items than aLvl herself, because they have a higher treasure class. They will always have 73. If they're uniques, they will have 76 and a monster level of 76. So they will be both higher monster level and treasure class than aLvl herself. Mephisto is another good example. He is monster level 87, but he is only treasure class 78, which means there's a lot of base items that cannot drop even if he is high enough monster level for Arachnid Mesh to drop. Treasure class 63 for Arachnid Mesh, he'll be able to drop it. But for instance, Sacred Armor, right? To get your Tyrael's Might. It's in treasure class 87, so he cannot drop it. But he's high enough monster level to drop it. So we will take a look at this. Let's see if I have it over here. The treasure classes. Yes, we have the link right here. So let's just hop on over to the treasure classes. Here you'll see the example that I gave of Arachnid Mesh. Spiderweb Sash is in treasure class 63, but it has item level 87. Another good example is Dracul's Grasp. They have item level 84. And Jade Talon, item level 74. So this means that aLvl will be able to drop this one because she is treasure class 69 and she is monster level 75. So she'll be able to drop a Jade Talon. But she will not be able to drop Dracul's Grasp because she is not high enough monster level. Vampire Bone Glove she can drop, but it cannot be unique. The same with Spiderweb Sash, she can also drop a Spiderweb Sash, but it cannot be unique. And if we look at some more interesting examples here up at the top, we have in the very highest treasure class, we have something like Tyrael's Might, right, which is the rarest item in the game, according to pretty much anyone you ask. And as you can see, Sacred Armor is treasure class 87. It's here in treasure class 87, right? And it also has, where did it go? Here it is. It also has a quality level of 87, which means that, for instance, Pindle, which we can look him up over here. Where is he? Pindle. Oh, maybe he's not here. That's good to know. Alright, but Pindle has treasure class 87 and he has monster level 86, which means he will not be able to drop any item with quality level 87, so he cannot drop Tyrael's Might. He can also not drop, let's see if we have more up here. We don't have any more up here, which means he can also not drop any other quality level 87. So let's see if we can find some. Tyrael's Might, Azure Wrath, Faceblade. He cannot drop Arachnid Mesh. And that's it. Anything else he should be able to drop, according to the math. So let's see if I had any more to share with you guys, or that's it. So I put the bonus here, but I think I already said it. It means that basically when you get to character level 82, all uniques, super uniques, and act bosses in Terror Zones will be able to drop any item in the game, including runes. So Terrorized aLvl, Terrorized Mephisto are really nice places to get otherwise very hard to come by gear, like your first Griffin, or if you want Tyro's Might for your Grail. You can find all of this by running Terrorized aLvl and Mephisto when you're above level 82. And as an added bonus, I know that for a fact aLvl keeps increasing her treasure class until level 96, I think it is. So when you're level 91, aLvl will be monster level 96, which means that she will have more chances to drop from the higher treasure classes. So when you get to level 91 is one of the best times to be farming aLvl to get your Griffin, or to get your Sacred Armors, or to get any of these high treasure class items. And I can attest that I've been doing about 10 hours on my offline character, 10 hours of farming aLvl, and I have found so much good shit that you cannot even begin to believe it. Like, I found a bear rune, I found 2 charm runes, I found my first Griffin, I found about 6 Shakos, I found 3 Arachnid Mesh, and I found full tile set within the first 3 hours. And it's just crazy. She gives so much good stuff that it's just insane. And when you play offline, you can use the trick to turn the time back to always decide which Terror Zone you want. So it's a super easy way to gear up like that. But yeah, I know I had the Coolio vibes with the glasses, but I guess I didn't have time to plug the sponsor, nor to tell any of the jokes that he is famous for. But nothing but love to you, Cooley. I love your videos. So if you guys are still watching now, you should definitely hit the subscribe button. I really enjoy it, and love you guys. Cheers.